in the beginning that it's election time and we will be talking to lots of candidates, lots of leaders from various parties. We will be having debates in our Parvasi TV studio, and we are starting a couple of special TV shows on elections. And we will be having a special coverage of election results on 20th night. So keep tuning Parvasi TV, Parvasi Radio, and I have a very special guest with me who is very well known to all of you guys. He is Mr. Ahmed Hussen, our minister of many departments, but we will be talking to him about two major issues today. One is housing and another one is childcare. He is with me. Minister, welcome to Radio Parvasi and good morning.
Good morning. I am now the Liberal candidate.
Oh, you are Liberal candidate. Yeah. So I correct myself. So he is now Liberal candidate. And but again, as I said, that election times, we have to ask them questions. Why we are having elections? What are the agendas of various parties? So what I am feeling is that apart from healthcare, many other issues, housing is also going to be a big issue in this election, Mr. Hussen.
Yes, absolutely. And, the issue of housing affordability and affordable housing are both issues that come up all the time in our conversations with Canadians. And our party is taking action. We introduced a comprehensive Liberal housing plan, which will ensure that we deal with the housing needs of Canadians across the spectrum, from continuing to repair and build more affordable housing, also giving municipalities the tools to build more housing supply. In addition to that, we are taking significant steps to enable and empower young couples, young individual Canadians, first-time home buyers to really access their dream of home ownership. We're introducing, the first-time home buyer tax-free savings account of up to $40,000 to enable people with a down payment to save for a down payment. We are banning foreign investment in housing for 2 years. We are providing $1 billion, setting aside $1 billion to put together a program for rent-to-own housing, again to enable first-time homebuyers to access home ownership. We will be revamping a lot of the initiatives to enable young people to be able to access home ownership. And we will be topping up the National Housing Co-Investment Fund to the tune of $2.7 billion, which includes efforts to enable the availability of more federal government land to build more affordable housing. So we have a plan and we have a record that shows significant investments in affordable housing and in affordable rental housing construction and so on. And this Liberal plan is very, very comprehensive, and no other party is offering anything close to that.
Mr. Hussen, one of the issues we are dealing with in particularly Toronto area, GTA, and in Vancouver area is the flipping. It's nothing wrong with that people should invest in this housing market. It's a good market to make profit, but many people have made it a business that they will buy a house, will make some profit, sell it fast. So all those people, genuine people who are looking for their home first time, they are unable to touch those prices, which are going so high like a rocket.
First of all, you're absolutely right. We will be, preventing people from flipping new properties very quickly. So that will obviously help potential home buyers. We are the only party that is promising to end blind bidding. As you know, blind bidding has led to people not really knowing what is the process and how these prices are going up, and we feel that Canadians deserve, potential homeowner Canadians deserve transparency in the system. So we are banning blind bidding. We are the ones who are, taking measures against premature flipping of properties. We're banning foreign investment. We're putting significant dollars to ensure Canadians have access to that first home through the first-time home buyer tax-free savings account. And we're also investing heavily, promising to invest even more heavily in affordable housing. All these measures taken together will really lead to dealing with this issue in a way that is fair and in a way that enables middle-class Canadians to move ahead. In addition to that, as I've always said to you, the federal government cannot do this alone. So we understand, as the Liberal Party of Canada, that we need to work with municipalities to increase supply. So we're proposing to give the municipalities the tools that they need to build more. So we are promising to build 1.4 million new homes, and we are the only party that is doing that. The other parties are offering to build less than that. So when you take all these measures together, they add up to a comprehensive plan that really addresses the concerns that you hear about the housing crisis that Canadians face. And we have the track record, the proven record to show and demonstrate that we are the ones who have done this through the National Housing Strategy and through our previous investments in both affordable housing and affordable rental construction, as well as the first-time home buyer incentive. So we're taking action against foreign investment in housing. We're increasing supply. We are enabling access to first-time home buyers, and we're banning harmful practices that lead to bad outcomes for people. We will be introducing a Bill of Rights. We're the only political party putting forward a proposal to create a Bill of Rights for prospective home buyers to, for example, people get pressured to waive home inspections. We will no longer tolerate that. And bidding will be transparent, as well as making sure that we discourage flipping too quickly of properties, which will obviously increase our rental supply in Canada.
Okay, you were Minister of Canadian Mortgage Housing Corporation also. I'm sure you must have got enough experience being a minister. Will you explain a little bit more to us what proposal more can be brought in this department?
Well, I think what we're proposing as a party is, among other things, I mean, a lot of this stuff we have done, and we're proposing new measures. But the measure, for example, of introducing the concept of rent to own, we will allocate $1 billion to finance that. But obviously, more of those details need to be worked out. But it's the principle that's important, because right now, when you're renting, you're not building equity. You're not really getting credit for that money that you're paying. So we are trying to create a pathway for people who are renting to be able to get into the path of home ownership through a rent-to-own program, and we're putting significant dollars behind it to the tune of $1 billion. So one of the buckets is affordability. The second bucket is supply. The third bucket is Bill of Rights. Eliminate these harmful practices such as blind bidding and other things, pressuring people to waive home inspections and so on before they buy. Those are the kinds of things that people are complaining about, and we are addressing them. And by the way, we're the only political party that is putting forward a proposal for this Bill of Rights. We're the only political party that has a proposal for rent to own. We are the only party that is moving forward on a tax-free savings account for first-time home buyers, and we're the only party that has actually demonstrated a leadership record of investment and partnership federally. The Conservatives were absent from the housing market and from affordable housing construction and rental construction for the almost 10 years that they were in power. In terms of even assisting people with rent assistance, rent supplements, we're the party that introduced the Canada Housing Benefit, something that is real now in every province and territory. And now the NDP is proposing to bring a rental assistance program. Well, guess what? We already have one. It's called the Canada Housing Benefit, And we're paying out more amounts than what the NDP is promising to pay out if they get elected. So it's like me saying to you, give me the money that you have, and if you elect me, I'll give you less money than you already
Yeah, no.
enjoy. So it doesn't make sense.
Okay, Minister. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Hussain. Thank you, sir, very much for explaining all that. And another issue which is very, very important during this election is, and I think which was very important for Prime Minister Trudeau also, is childcare. So it was a very ambitious plan you announced on our radio. We talked to a couple of other ministers at that time during the budget. I even talked to Chrystia Freeland, Minister of Finance at that time. She explained in detail. But now, I think Mr. Aaron O'Toole wants to scrap it. I don't know what his position exactly is. We would like to say something about that also.
Rajinder, early learning and childcare is good for kids. It's good for parents, especially working moms, and it's good for the economy. The TD Bank Group did a study, as many as other organizations have also done studies that have shown that for every dollar that we invest as a society in affordable childcare, we get back $2.80. This is an incredible social but also economic policy. And it will lead to the closing of the gap between men and women's participation in the labor market. It will lead to higher GDP growth, higher economic productivity, and better outcomes for kids. It will enable us to collect more tax revenue at the provincial level and at the federal level. We know parents have been asking, I met a couple in my own constituency while campaigning yesterday in York Southwest, and I knocked on a door. And, this family told me they have to pay $97 per day for their daughter to get childcare. Our plan is real in 7 provinces and 1 territory. We've signed agreements with 8 jurisdictions. Ontario hasn't signed yet, but we hope to. And our plan will cut childcare fees in half by next year, and then continue to work towards $10 a day childcare. Now, imagine the savings that will put back in the pockets of families. Second, we're creating more spaces through our investment in childcare. Our budget that we introduced as a party in government in April includes $30 billion investment in affordable childcare. But I just told you, for every money, we will be committing about 30 billion. So 30 billion for 5 years, and then 9.2 billion every year after that. But as I said, for every dollar, we're getting $2.80 back. So our plan includes cutting the childcare fees, but also building hundreds of thousands of new affordable childcare spaces, while also hiring tens of thousands of new early childhood educators who will obviously deliver high-quality childcare. The Conservative plan has a number of problems. Number one, it's a tax credit. It's not a subsidy. So for a tax credit, you have to pay first and then get the credit later. That doesn't work for low-income families, first of all. Second of all, his plan, the Conservative plan, doesn't get us to $10 a day childcare, which is what parents across the country have asked for. Third, their plan does not create a single more affordable childcare space. It doesn't hire one more teacher. It's just a tax credit. That's not what parents have asked us to do. They've asked us to build a system of affordable childcare that leaves no child behind from coast to coast to coast, leaves no child behind, and makes space for all children, including kids with disabilities, children, indigenous kids, racialized kids, kids from low-income communities and neighborhoods. So this is about making sure that we really, really tackle this issue that affects so many families. And those families are waiting for us to take action. And what the Conservatives are proposing to do is really, really bad, because not only are they not going ahead with this, they will cancel the agreements that we've already signed, including with conservative provinces like Manitoba and Saskatchewan. It doesn't make sense.
Okay. Before you go, my last question, again, it's a very important question, Mr. Hussain. Afghanistan, whatever is going on there, we all know it's really, really concerning. to all those families who are here and their loved ones are back in Afghanistan. They are eagerly waiting when they will be brought in here. You are Minister of Immigration. I understand that it's very difficult to complete all the process before bringing somebody in Canada. We are not clear about that. What's going on? Mr. Sajjan was telling us yesterday that we have to bring in everybody before now 31st of August, wherever Prime Minister was saying, no, we can wait for some more days, even after 31st of August. So where we stand on that, Mr. Hussen?
As I said, Minister Sajjan, Minister Mendicino, Minister Blair, the PM, and many others and their teams have been working, are almost around the clock on this. I know some of my former colleagues in that ministry. I'm obviously still connected to them, and I know that they're hardly getting any sleep. They're working around the clock, Rajinder, to rescue as many people as possible, as many Canadians and as many permanent residents as your listeners, your viewers, the residents of Peel and across Canada have been asking us to do, and we're delivering.
Okay. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you, Rajinder.
Thank you. ਇਹ ਸਨ ਜੀ ਅਹਿਮਦ ਹੁਸੈਨ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੈਂਡਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ। ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਆਫ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਰਹਿ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਆ, ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਆਫ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਸਿਟੀਜ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ, ਔਰ CMHC ਦੇ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਡਿਵੈਲਪਮੈਂਟ, ਚਾਈਲਡ ਵੈਲਫੇਅਰ ਦੇ, ਫੈਮਿਲੀਜ਼ ਦੇ, ਬੜੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਯਾਨੀ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ, ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਐਜ਼ ਏ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ।